It's been a rough start over here with the spring. So we had a glorious, glorious weekend. Like everything was perfect. And we got to do a bunch of fun stuff in our family, and I hope that it was beautiful for you. I just kept thinking, I bet it's this gorgeous in the whole country. I don't know if it was or not, but it wasn't. Sorry, Lila. Did you guys get horrible rain, hurricane?
Sunday at 1:30, it did a downpour. Most of Saturday was nice. So
Good.
that was nice. It just was on and off rain. So it was like by the time you actually wanted to get outside, it was like thundering and then you get the clouds and then immediately the rain. And it's like, okay, can we get sun for at least 2 hours?
Yeah, Kaz and Barb and I and whoever else is in Colorado, we actually thought we had been transplanted to Seattle there for a minute because it was rough around here. But anyway, it was a beautiful, beautiful weekend. So, Kathy's gonna unload her groceries. Okay, Kathy, go get it. You don't want that ice cream to melt, sis. I understand entirely. Absolutely. All right, well, let's get going. I am going to share my screen and we're going to walk through these slides. I guess I should introduce, I forget to introduce sometimes. We have a couple of leaders on the call. I'm Lori Probstorfer, if you don't know me. I am the mama of the Dream Crew. And if you're on this call, you're part of the Dream Crew. So welcome, welcome. I'd love for Kaz to introduce herself. And then Jenna, why don't you go? And I think that's the leaders that we have on tonight.
Hey everyone, it's Kaz, A-Lot here in Littleton in Colorado. My team of awesome givers and tasters, or the G&Ts, also known as, have been with One Hope for 7.5 years, coming up on 8 years. Laurie, can you believe that? Love it, love it, love it. I think that's it. Over to you, Jenna.
Miss Jenna.
Hey everybody, I'm Jenna Flynn. I am from Pennsylvania, Philly area. I'm lead director and the Hope Heals team. And I've been with One Hope for almost 4 years this September.
Yay! That's
Thanks.
wild. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. These are great people to kind of keep an eye out for in the Dream Crew or as you're roaming around Facebook. They have great information. They're both wonderful resources for our team. So remember those names. All right, let's share that screen and let's hope this is the right one. Desktop 2. I don't want you seeing anything you shouldn't see. Everybody, can you see the screen? Give me a nod or say
Good. Yes.
Got
Yes.
it. Okay, so we are bringing Crush home once again. This says week 2. We are not on week 2. We are on week 7, 6. I wonder if I downloaded the wrong one. Jenna, you're going to be the one who knows, so let me know, and I'll just go through it anyway. But we are going to talk.
We're on week 9.
Cool, cool, cool. We're gonna run through week 6 real quick because I know we didn't host it on week 6. So thanks, dude. Yeah, way to go. I just got it today in my email. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna walk through this. And then as a bonus feature, I'll record week 9 and I will post that so y'all can see it, okay? So in week 6, what we talked about was the event. We want to talk about our driving key behaviors. So three key behaviors. Book new hosts, always be booking tastings. Who had tastings over the weekend or in the past week, let's say? I'm loving those hands. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You got to keep booking, 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 booking. While you're at those tastings, you want to enroll new teammates and new wine club members. Who enrolled some new wine club members this past week? Same hands. I love it. I love it. I love it. Excellent. And then teach those folks to do the same thing. When you get some folks to join your team, you want to teach them. It's 3 simple steps: book, enroll, teach. Super, super, super simple, right? So we're all about keeping it simple here and teaching others to do what we do. So, all right, we're going to talk about the flow of a tasting. Now, this is one option on the flow of a tasting. Your mileage may vary. Your tasting may look different. Mine will look like this when I have a large crowd. When I have a smaller group, I do a little bit more intimate tasting where I walk folks through the wines that I'm pouring. Super easy. Read the back of the bottle. Everything you need to know is there. Barb accompanied me on my all-time record-breaking timed tasting ever last week on Monday night, a week ago tonight. I just want you to know, and you will give me feedback, Barb. Nobody felt rushed. They got to try 6 wines. Everybody ordered, and I think I got 4 or 5 wine clubs. And I left my house it was a 4 o'clock on a Monday tasting. So weird. I left my house, but also, yay. The next day on Tuesday, I had a 2 o'clock tasting. I'm about it. I left my house at 3:20 and I was back home by 4:45. Take that in. And all of that happened. And I turned to Barb and I'm all, that is how you do it right there. I've never done that. I mean, the
Yes.
whole tasting was like 40 minutes. But nobody felt rushed, right?
They did not.
No. And everybody had fun, got all the orders in. It was awesome. Anyway, that's one way to do a tasting. This is a way to do a tasting, what you're looking at here, at a mix and mingle format. So I will do mix and mingle if I have more than about 13, 14 people. If it's couples, I'll still do a guided tasting, but what that looks like is you will ding, ding, ding on your glass. People will be arriving. You'll pour them some brut. Everybody's chatting, having a lovely time. And then when the host has told you, I always ask my host, let me know when you think everyone's here. Ding, ding, ding on my glass. And I do what is called a group hello, is I let folks know what One Hope is, who I am, how we raise money, and then I defer to my host and I say, and tonight we're raising money for XYZ charity, and our host is going to tell us why we're raising that money. So then that gives the host an opportunity to share their heart and their passion with their friends, right? So it's just a great way to sort of bring folks into the event. And let our host really speak their heart about what they are passionate about. So that's kind of what that looks like. And then I tell people, just go visit and I will walk around. And as I see your glass is empty, I will pour the next glass. People are always kind of amazed that I can remember. We can all do this, by the way, who's had which wine. And that's because we pour in a specific order. So I kind of know, like, oh, you didn't get the rosé yet. Okay, you're on the cab, whatever. So, and as you're walking around, it's an opportunity to have a more intimate conversation with those little groups. People will naturally form into little groups. It is just a very natural way to walk up. This is our Sauvignon Blanc. This is a really great wine for summer. Lots of citrus in this. Just a really pretty wine. Then further a conversation with those folks about what would you raise money for? How do you know the host? Like anything to build, we are a relationship industry. What we do is built on relationships. So this is your opportunity to walk around, create little conversations, create some sort of connection with the other person. And that's going to come into play later. But it's just a very, very simple way to actually talk to every single person at the event, make eye contact, pour a little wine in their glass, talk about that wine, ask them, what's your favorite wine? Oh, great, I am pouring Cab tonight. I think you're going to love it, right? once everybody's tried all the wines, now I definitely do between the white and the red, even in this mix and mingle format, I do a little commercial, and I say I'm going to do my commercial now. And I talk about how our goal at One Hope is to create a community that makes the world better and nourishes the future, and that we have a few ways that we do that. I show 4 ways. I think we train on 3. But I like to include the people that are in the room. So I say the first way is to attend a tasting, which you're doing right now. You will definitely go home tomorrow and you're going to tell somebody, oh my gosh, I went to this wine tasting last night. And they give back to charity. And I say that's how you're helping us grow our brand. Don't forget, the name is One Hope Wine, and we donate to charity. That's really all you need to know, but that's helping us grow our brand and our reach and our impact. So, welcome to the community. And then the second way is to host a tasting. And then I talk about the benefits of hosting. The third way is to join our wine club. And I talk about the wine club benefits and how that gives you a long range impact because you're continuing to give back every time your wine comes through. I do a brief description of our wine club. I let folks know we're the only wine club you will ever find that lets you choose your wine and the frequency with which you'd like to receive it. I personally am a member of 4 other wine clubs. I have a problem. Um, but those wine clubs, they don't let me pick my wine, and it's going to come when they send it. So some wine clubs you can say red or white. But the ones that I'm involved in, you're going to get whatever they send you, which is what you see behind me. So that's kind of the third way. And then I always say the very best way to become part of our community and make an even bigger impact, not just with your tastings, but with your wallet, is to come and join me and do this with me. And then I do a little chat about, what that looks like to come and do this, etc. I will tell you the other thing that I have begun adding, and this might sound crazy for those of you who know me and have known me for a long time. I've never told my story. I've never talked about sort of my why or why I do this. And I've just started, I was challenged by a coach to start adding my story. Because honestly, the story that I was telling myself was that nobody really cared about my story. I don't have a big dramatic story like a lot of people. And so it didn't feel very compelling to me. But I have to tell you that I've started sharing it and it's brief. But I've signed a couple people up because they did actually relate to it or they could relate to it in some fashion. So tell your story. Talk about why you do what you do. What got you in the door and why are you still here? What are you excited about? Talk up from your heart. We always talk about being authentic, right? And just telling people who we are and again making those connections. Tell your story. I can't believe I wasn't, and I'm so grateful now that I was challenged to do it because it really has made a difference. Okay, so that's what I do in the middle. And then at the end, ding, 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 I'm coming around now with order forms. I am going to post up. Usually I don't leave the room. I go off to the side a little bit. So I'm not leaving. I'm right there because I can still hear those conversations going on and I can hear what people are saying. And they are watching their friend put together their case order. So they're like, oh, Kaz bought 12, I guess. There is some social pressure involved and it's not a bad thing, right? I'm not pressuring anybody into anything, but when they see that their friends are supporting our host by buying 12 bottles, then they're going to feel like, okay, well, I guess that's what we're doing, right? So I stay in the room at the checkout every single time, no matter what. Who's going to say it for me? Andrea, I'm going to ask you to say it. Hi, it's so nice to see you. What do I do every single checkout?
You ask if you want to come do what I do, and do you want to host wine tasting?
And who do I not ask that of?
You ask it of everyone.
That's correct. I never judge for another person. I've told the story about the woman who was on oxygen and she was like 92. I asked her and we laughed and it was funny, but I tell people in my speech that I'm going to ask everyone. I'm going to ask everyone. So it's not weird. Don't feel weird about it. It's my job. It's what I do. So I ask every single person every single time. And at this checkout chat, this is your
Unless they're out of state.
unless they're out of state. Although I tried to sign those girls up. Those girls were all from out of
Oh,
state.
yes, you did.
Yeah. I tried to sign them all up because I'm not going to Missouri for a tasting. I mean, I might, but probably not. But I said, who's here? Who wants to do it? Because you see how fun this is and how easy. Nobody bit yet. I have all their numbers. I'm going to follow up. But your checkout chat, you guys, this is where you can use that relationship that you formed with them while you were pouring the wine, and they told you, oh yeah, I love Sauvignon Blanc, or yeah, I like to go to the pool, and whatever. Like, use those pieces of information that you had to sort of create this conversation. I'm going to help you build your case. We're raising money for Kathy's charity. We want to make sure we're doing a great job of supporting her. This is where you're going to offer the purchase with purchase every single time. This is where you're going to ask every single person every single time if they would like to raise money for a charity that they're fond of by hosting a wine tasting. This is where you're going to ask every single person every single time if they would be open to having a discussion about joining you. Make it light, make it easy, make it fun. It's not hard. But your checkout chat is where you get to sit down with every single person and find all the things that you're looking for at your tasting. So that's the checkout chat. I love this graphic because that bag is actually bigger than mine. I'm going to show you my bag. This is my bag. Now, I need you to know that I have pared myself down, okay? Guess what's in my bag? Exactly what you see in that screenshot. I carry my ice bucket. I carry a shimmer bottle. I don't bring a gift. I will sometimes bring a wooden box around the holidays, my order forms, my calendar, and I do bring the wine price sheet. And I do have that printed out for people so they can see how the pricing works at the end of the night. I do not hand it out until the end because honestly, I don't want to sell 4 bottles of wine. And I don't want them to really see that option. I mean, is it trickery? Maybe a little, because they're going to see it eventually. But all I talk about is cases of wine or 6 bottles of wine. That's it. So this is a great illustration of what you can. Oh, and pens. Don't forget your pens. Oh my gosh. Yes, Kaz.
So that is my bag.
Is it? I
Yeah,
thought
that's
it
my
might
bag.
be.
Yeah, and the reason that I bring that little green box, which is our gift, is a celebration gift box.
It's
right?
in the next slide.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
So
in the
it's
next slide. Yes,
wine
it's
club.
very smart. Very smart. Very smart. I'm just lazy and I don't want to sell. Okay, this is Kaz's setup right here. Go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. So all of that, other than the wine, came out of that bag. And I just want people to see that we can get everything in that bag. So when you go into a host's or house, or when you're leaving, the host sees you come in with just one bag, and then everyone hopefully is seeing you leave because you're leaving before the guests. It's it's not it's not our party. We want to leave them, get our business done and leave. They see you leaving with one bag. And so those folks who are thinking, oh, well, I don't know, maybe I want to do this. They see you leaving with one bag. It looks super easy. The wine bucket is something that we used to have way back when, and it's actually part of our summer incentive right now, where you can get a wine bucket with the One Hope branding on it. The stand-ups, you can see that's just a general thing about One Hope. There's whatever the special is for the month or the season. I think I have Wine Club in there, my index card notes, my binder, which has like all the information that anyone is going to ask me a question. That's something I put together and keep updated with anything going on. So if someone asks me about gifting, I can quickly turn to the right page and show it to them. When I have one-to-one appointments with people, that's what I take with me because everything is in there. The shimmer bottles, I just want some examples of those. I don't always take 3 with me, but I always take 1. It's usually inside that wooden box, which again shows our etching. And then the little green gift box, which is the celebration box, that's what folks get free with their second wine club shipment. So I want that with me so I can talk about our gifting. Honestly, don't. My experience has been that most people buy wine, they don't buy gifts as an add-on, but I want it there because I've had people join wine club because we have a conversation. Well, okay, well, I might get that, I'll get that second shipment and I want that gift box. So I always want to have it with me for that reason. It just shows the gift boxes, generally speaking, and it's a great tool for us to say all of this about wine club, and you get this for free.
Awesome. Thank you. Jenna, thank you. I just saw your message. This is the correct training, by the way. The thing just wasn't changed. Yeah, and I love this. I love the simplicity of this, and it literally has everything you need right in it. And so smart to show what the gift is. I think you're right. I don't think people sign up to get, the gift. They sign up because they love wine, but the gift can keep them in because we are saying thank you so much for being part of this mission and being part of this, being part of our wine club. So I love that setup, Kaz. Thank you so much. And I love also, do you always bring the purchase with purchase?
I don't bring necessarily the bottles that are the purchase with purchase, but I always have either a flyer that I pass around, or I have more typically the display. And it's actually behind the bucket, the wine in the bucket.
Oh, I see.
That's the current purchase with purchase flyer,
Yeah.
just in a stand.
And thank you. And as a hot tip, I would encourage you to do that because I never remember to ask. Never, unless I have that flyer up. And then I remember. I'm telling you, I cannot get it into my brain for some reason. But
and so one other tip, then to tag onto that, is when I'm checking people out, typically I'm kind of walking around the room, right? Helping people. Do you need help? Can I help you with your order? If they're not doing anything, if they're just chatting with someone, I'll go to that little chat group and I'll say, who can I help? Can I help you put your order together? Because I want to encourage them and let them know we're doing a fundraiser here. We're not just hanging out and having wine, right? And I use that stand up with that special on it as my kind of board that I'm then going to write the order up on. So I've literally got it in my hands as I'm writing up the order. And if they've got, 4 bottles of wine in their order, I'll say, hey, you do realize you can get 2 more and you'll go from 5% to 10%, and you unlock this special offer where you get all of these for half price.
Very good tip.
Right there.
And you're not going to forget because you're using it. I love that. Yeah. Stealing it. Thank you. Okay. So, whoops, I'm not on the screen. Hold on. So yeah, your basic event supplies, they just pare it right down. I will be honest with you. I used to carry one of those little boards. Not for me. Not for me. I would get so the little letters would come off and make me so angry. And I hot glued them and then they still came off. So a lot of people use that board because it does speak very clearly to the pricing, or at least the that we have discounts. So a shimmer bottle, info on the wine club, the current month wine list and pricing, as I said, handed out at the end, order forms, the PWP info, a mini bottle. I almost always have a mini bottle in my bag, and I have it in a little, I'll show you. Because you don't have to do this, and I don't always. In fact, it's in my bag because I haven't done it. Well, shoot, I can't find it. Here it is. Because I will tell people that if they book a tasting with me, they're going to get this cute little mini bag. And I got these cute bags on Amazon, and they are darling, and I love them very much. And Cass has hers. But I don't always need to use it, right? I mean, but sometimes I will. A customizable sign. So that's another real, you guys, I haven't filled out that paperwork yet. Another really, really cool thing with our summer incentive. You can do a shimmer and a custom label, whatever you want. So you can take those to your tasting and show them. That's so valuable, especially as we get closer to OND, because people want gifts. They want to know a cool, unusual gift that they can send, and we can have that to offer. The gift box, obviously, is that what you chose? Oh, no, that's somebody else's. Okay. I'm so stymied. I don't know what to put on my bottles. I'm so like, I don't know. Maybe a QR code. What do you think?
It won't take a
I
QR
won't
code.
take it. Darn. That was smart though, huh? I'll figure something out. I'll brainstorm. Gift box that's going to show them what they're going to get with their second shipment, and pens, of course, pens, 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 pens. So that's really simple. Take a screenshot of this. If you haven't been out to do a tasting yet because you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to take. It could not be more simple, really. Like, and also, P.S. Nobody's ever seen one. You're fine. You literally could chew gum and stand there and pour wine, and it would be fine. I promise. Okay. Sample food. This is another thing that hosts often are showing off, quite frankly, which is fine because a lot of times the people that host, they really are entertainers and they want to entertain. But really encourage your host to go easy on the food. Just go easy. Go easy on the food. These are a couple of really simple displays. That first one, really fun for brunch. I did that for one of my kids during COVID. He had a birthday and we did a pancake charcuterie board. And it was basically this. It was just a bunch of pancakes with fruit and toppings and different things like that. That's a super fun brunch idea. If you don't want to do a tasting on a Saturday night, offer up a Saturday brunch or a Sunday brunch. How easy is that, right? And then your typical charcuterie. You can see that last one. That's right out of Costco, okay? That is right out of Costco. They took those cheese strips and they just laid them down. That's one of Kaz's favorite. No, not really. I'm just kidding. She hates that. No, we're not getting the Costco cheese board. No. Anyway, so some fun ways to encourage your host. Again, take a screenshot. If your host doesn't know what to do, send them this. They can take a look at that and get a good idea. This is the mix and mingle portion. This is what it looks like. You'll see some very familiar faces. There's Jess, there's Santa, there's Remy. That's just mixing and mingling. That's walking around, creating conversations, creating connections with people. Super easy. Yeah, answer questions, all of that. Super simple. So that's the mix and mingle flow. That's what it looks like. I'm going to jump to the next slide right now, but I have to grab my phone because I have some people to mention. One moment, please. I took pictures, so hold on. Okay, next up is a shot of what? Our super cute turquoise blue tumbler. So this is our sprint for June. This incentive, by the way, goes all the way through July. So you're not behind. Jump in where you are. You're fine. You can absolutely earn everything in this incentive. Okay. If you start today, it doesn't matter. But we did have this fun little June sprint was to get this turquoise tumbler. And I was just going to kind of walk through and tell you everyone who has earned that tumbler. We have Jamie Bowers, Jill Hans. You have to do 2,500 points in June to get this. Okay. So this is a little, bump from the incentive. So Jamie Bowers, Jill Hansen, Jade Roush. Hey, Jade. Laura Demetrio, Crystal March, Anne-Marie De Pasquale, Jenna Flynn. Cheers. Kaz A-Lot. Cheers to you. Sally Udgerly, Andrea Engelhardt. What are you going to put in that tumbler, girl? Jenny Varney and Beth Spadacino. Jenna, what is it? Spadacino?
I think it's Fascino.
Okay. Okay. Then, thank you for your help. These folks are this close. Now, nobody's on the call. None of these people are on the call, but I'm going to post this. I'm going to tag them and say you have to watch to the end to know why I tagged you. That's Michelle Kinzel, Katie Sunny Barton, Lori Archer, Judy Filler, Carrie Zimborski, and Anya Fiducia. So these guys are like literally, you guys, they're going to wrap it up today. They're that close. So that was kind of fun. Level 1, I got mine and I wore my little fanny pack. Very cute. I wore it down to the Pride Festival yesterday. It was perfect. It had my phone. I got some stickers, some things like that. So absolutely perfect. So wrap it up this week. End the month strong. Get that tumbler. You guys, if you're even a little bit close, push for it. And as always, book 2 new events. So that's the training for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording if I can find it. Oh, let me stop sharing. Stop sharing. Oh, everything came back. Hello. Okay. I love Jenna. I love what you put in the chat. Let me go ahead and stop recording.